hypnosis or hypnotism because it is a science. This is neurological therapy is what this is. And I think the more you're able to understand it, the more you're able to communicate to people and your clients about it like this, the more we're going to raise the level of acceptance of this art and science. The reason we also call it an art because you can do creative demonstrations. You can bring out hidden talents and creativity. So you can actually do demonstrations so people can actually see something, get focused and have fun, and you can also educate them at the same time. And that's what I've done over these 24 years as a hypnotherapist. Now when I first started, I was educated at one of these schools, and it was actually the same school that Michael went to. I worked my way through the school as a cameraman because the course was fairly expensive at that time. I think it was like $1,800 at that time. Now I think it's $15,000 for the same course. And it's a year course. It's a year course that covers little bits of everything. But it doesn't really get into the full scientific aspect of it, does it?
No, you're so.
Yeah, so it gets into little bits of everything, but you don't leave really feeling empowered that you know what it is. And that you know what hypnosis is. And you're not empowered a lot of times to even hypnotize people or know when they're receptive, physiologically or neurologically with the brainwave activation and monitoring devices. And they only basically teach, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 1 or 2 induction techniques really to facilitate that low brainwave frequency state that we call focused magnified concentration, that some people call deep hypnosis or somnambulism. There's certain words I want us to start to eliminate out of our vocabulary. That first word is the word trance. That word trance, I don't know how many times I hear a hypnotherapist or a hypnotist talk about hypnosis putting someone into a trance. And I don't know about you, but that word trance is a very confused word, don't you think? It's a very confused word. It's even a scary word. It's just like the word hypnosis is a confused word for some people. Some people think of hypnosis as manipulating somebody or controlling somebody. The fact is, if you can teach your client to have mind control, they can reach every goal they want in their life. Most people don't have control of their mind. That's why they are successful in failing. Everyone who comes in to see me is very successful for exactly the reason that they've come in to see me for. They've been successful in creating their fears. They've been successful in being lazy. They've been successful in not being motivated. They've been successful in being afraid to speak in front of a group of people. They have all been successful. Why? Because they're using their mind to think about that negative. And as a hypnotherapist, if you don't teach your client how to think consciously positive, how to give yourself those right positive messages, the therapy will never work because they'll continue to exercise their willpower negatively, but successfully. Doesn't that sound kind of strange? They have been successful?
I like to work quickly. I don't like to take forever. When I went through a program once, they talked about feeling a steel ball in the palm of your hand. You ever hear about that kind of technique? And the hand would slowly drop down and slowly drop, and sometimes people would hold it up and keep it up forever. And then there's 2 steel balls, now there's a phone book, and now you've got a giant elephant in the palm of your hand, and now you're holding Jupiter in the palm of your hand. I mean, it can get real tough. One school teaches this arm-raising technique off a table. For the whole year, they teach people to raise their arm off a table to hypnotize them. And sometimes those people can't get that arm up into the air. When they see it's not moving, that therapist gets scared. All of a sudden, they're losing confidence in themselves. If you read anything, there's a great book called The World's Greatest Hypnotist, written by John Hughes. It's one of the greatest books on the history of hypnotism. The World's Greatest Hypnotist, John Hughes. And talks about Mesmer, talks about all of these great hypnotherapists, talks about Charles Dickens, who was a really great mesmerist and a healer, almost left writing just to conduct and continue with hypnosis. He was doing kind of what we might call remote hypnosis healing on some of his friends in the past. So it's a great, great book to read. It shows you how glorious and how many people sacrifice their lives for this science. Unfortunately, no one knew it scientifically and neurologically the way you're going to know it, meaning we're going to elevate this science to something that's going to be academically, scientifically accepted by other therapists. I'll never forget I did the Sally Jesse Rafael show, and I walked in, it was on fear and phobia removals, and here I'm standing next to these 2 big psychologists, you know, and they had their young pretty wives with them, and I'm sure they had their Cadillacs out the doors, and they're talking about how they help their clients, and they're already looking at me as this like lay hypnotist guy, this quack hypnotist, and I could see they're already like smirking and all this weird stuff. I don't let it get to me because I know more about the mind probably than what they do. Plus, I knew about all their methods. I studied up on all of their methods, from flooding to graduated exposure to virtual reality to anti-anxiety medicine. So I knew their mode of operation, which is long-term therapy, making them a lot of money, but usually never accomplishing the goal of that person removing that mental virus, that emotional scar. So I went in to do the show, and I started talking to him a little bit, and I started talking about the brainwave frequency states, and I was throwing in a lot of medical terms and talked about the hypothalamus, the hypothalamic limbic system, the autonomic nervous system, the different brainwave frequency states. All of a sudden, they got scared of me, really. They were afraid to contradict what I was saying. And even on their show, they basically validated that they do some of the processes that I do. Of course, they weren't talking in scientific neurological terms, but it was very interesting to see the whole change of approach. And if you know this is a science, you can work with medical doctors, you can work with psychologists and psychiatrists. One of my closest friends in New York, a top psychologist who has created his own EEG machine, is very close friends with me. And we've talked and discussed for years about the different frequency states because he uses it in his cognitive psychotherapy for attention deficit disorder, bipolar, different emotional mood swings and things like that. Okay, take a deep breath in, breathe in real deep, hold this breath in just for about 5 seconds. And when you exhale, you're going to notice an increase in focus and concentration on the words I'm presenting to you today to enable you to have this experience today. Good, you're doing perfect. On the count of 3, I want you just to hold your hands straight out in front of you. When I reach 3, again, if a client starts to do it before, you have to take control of the therapy, not the client. Clients will move ahead. They're controlling it. That means you're not going to really get them under that much because they're going to be controlling it. You're in control. So on the count of 3, when I reach 3, I want you to hold your hands straight out in front of you, fingers pointing straight ahead. Just on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hands straight out in front of you. Good. That's perfect. I want you to leave your hands straight out in front of you, but just turn the palms of your hands upwards towards the sky, fingers straight out in front of you. I like to do it myself, increasing my own focus and concentration too. Good. That's perfect. Now we're going to begin, and the process to hypnotize you will happen very quickly and instantly. Again, just nod your head yes, just to allow yourself to have this experience. Good. Now when I count from 3 down to 0, and I reach 0, I want you to let that left hand drop onto your lap, but close your eyes right now. So with your eyes closed, you're able to focus and concentrate. You're able to visualize within your mind very quickly and easily, naturally right now. So when I count from 3 down to 0, and I say the word relax or let go or now or even the word sleep, I want you to let that left hand drop right onto your lap when I reach 0. Not slowly, not consciously, but I want you to let it drop right onto your lap instantly and automatically when I reach 0. Okay, imagine it. When I reach 0, just let it happen. 3, 2, 1, 0. Relax. Good. You're doing perfect. And just relax the muscles in that hand. Now, on the count of 3, I want you to imagine a feeling as though that right hand is going to become very light instantly and automatically. On the count of 3, I want you to let that right hand go all the way up into the air when I reach 3, the fingers pointing up towards the sky, not slowly, not consciously, but instantly and automatically. On the count of 3, let that right hand go all the way up into the air, fingers pointing up towards the sky. Imagine it. On the count of 3, let it happen. 1, 2, 3. Hand all the way up into the air, all the way up into the air. Good. You leave it right there. I want you to leave that hand where it is in the air, but I want you, with your eyelids closed, to relax the muscles in your neck. I want you to think of your head just getting heavier. Leave the hand in the air, but gently drop your head down to relax the muscles in your neck. Head getting heavier, dropping down. Good. Hand still in the air. Head getting heavier, heavier, dropping down. Good. Hand still in the air. Good. This is perfect. Now, this is called reaching your own peak of concentration, to allowing yourself and me to hypnotize you very receptively and deeply today. In a moment, I'm going to simply touch you on your shoulder. I'm going to say the word sleep, or I might pull on your hand and say the word sleep, or relax, or let go. And when I touch you on your shoulder and I say one of those words, you'll simply let that hand drop right onto your lap. You'll notice an uncontrollable desire to let your head become more relaxed. Your lower jaw muscles will drop down and relaxing the muscles in your jaw. You might notice your mouth dropping open. You'll notice your body gently pulling forward, becoming completely and totally relaxed. It's a computer. We don't have to speak really slowly. We can speak at any pace that we're comfortable with. So remember, when I touch you on your shoulder, And if I maybe even pull on your hand and say the word let go, relax, now, or maybe even the word sleep, you'll notice your hand will drop right on your lap, your body will pull forward, relax. You'll become very receptive to allowing me to help you today by being in a very low brainwave frequency state of theta and delta, what we call deep hypnosis relaxation. So now I'm going to use my power of concentrating on the result. I want to see the result before the result is achieved. Just like everything in reality starts from seeing it in your mind before you produce it into reality. Okay, and I'm going to jolt the nervous system by simply touching them on the shoulder. Not just slowly, but giving a touch, a jolt to the nervous system. I hope everyone can see. Okay, hand dropping down, sleep. Every part of your body relax from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And with each and every exhale going down deeper asleep now. If I lift up your hand, I don't want you to help me lift it. Let it remain so relaxed that when I drop your hand, it will drop right down by your side, completely and totally relaxed, almost as though it's no longer a part of you, as though it's completely and totally relaxed. Don't help me lift it. Let it get heavier, 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 heavier. Completely and totally relaxed now. Good, relax. Every part of your body relaxing from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Now I'm going to give you a suggestion. Actually, it's a mental message, very important, strong mental message. That each time that I actually ask you to go into this wonderful receptive frequency state, this wonderful state of physical relaxation, some of us call hypnosis, if I simply touch you on your shoulder, if I shake your hand, if I touch you on the forehead or look into your eyes and say the word relax or let go or now or maybe even the word sleep, you'll find an uncontrollable desire just to let yourself go right back into this wonderful deep state. And in this wonderful depth of relaxation, we're able to tune up your subconscious biocomputer to work hand in hand with your conscious mind to create positive, powerful changes in your life that knows no limitation. So on the count of 3, you'll open your eyes and awaken, coming back to full awareness. But you'll remember that message, that mental message for you to enter back into hypnosis because it's already been recorded into your subconscious. On the count of 5, open your eyes, fully refreshed, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wake up! Good. How's that feel? Good. Okay, good. Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Here, sit back down in the chair, head dropping down, sleep. Going down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Good. So now the subconscious is conditioned to respond to the sound of my voice and the touch of my hand. Okay, so Travis, in a moment, I'm going to have you open your eyes. And you'll awaken when you open your eyes. You'll sit down in the recliner. When you sit down in the recliner, you'll rest your head back into the chair. When you rest your head back into the chair with your eyelids closed, you'll notice your mouth drops open to relax the muscles in your jaw. And again, you'll enter into this very strong, deeply receptive frequency state of deep relaxation that we call hypnosis. And now 1, 2, 3, eyes open. Here, just go have a seat in the chair over there. Sit back down in the chair. Just rest your head back into the chair. Notice the lower jaw dropping, heavier, lower jaw getting heavier, more relaxed, heavier, more relaxed, heavier, and more relaxed. Simple words reinforced. Now, if you notice when I woke him up, I didn't wake him up to full conscious activity. I woke him up very lightly to keep him into hypnosis. And just feel the lower jaw getting heavier, heavier. As I just touch your lower jaw muscles, let your mouth open more, mouth opening more. Something else that most hypnotherapists are afraid to do is to get too close to their client. When I went through a hypnosis program years ago, they told you to stay so far away, I might as well have been in another city. You know, sometimes by doing that, you're bypassing his own resistance. And just let your mouth open, 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 open. Just more, 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 more. Stay right there. Good. So on the count of 5, you'll open your eyes to awaken. But you'll remember this technique because you're learning this technique right now. It's being recorded into that subconscious biocomputer, so I have an automatic operation of understanding this technique when we guide you through it in the class this morning. So on the count of 5, you'll open your eyes and awaken, feeling really good with a great big smile, a lot of energy. On the count of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wake up! What do you think? Nice, huh?